I know it feels very disheartening when you are manifesting something, and the opposite circumstances appear in your reality. At that point in time, you feel frustrated. You wonder why this is happening to you and why you are seeing the opposite results. You feel like you are doing something wrong. But is that the case? Well, stick with me till the end, and you will know exactly what it means and why you don't have to worry when it happens. So, what are you manifesting? What is it that you want? It does not matter if you have had it before in your life or not. It does not matter if it is a brand new thing. It does not matter if it is something big or small. Every material thing can be manifested in your reality through the conscious use of your imagination. Many people have successfully manifested their desires in their reality by applying the teachings of Neville Goddard, and you can do it too. You might have visualized, affirmed, and scripted, and you have done it on a regular basis. But after doing so, the circumstances are getting worse. Well, this is not true. It does not mean that things are not working in your favor. It does not even mean that you won't be able to get what you are manifesting. It means nothing. But if you want some logical explanation for this, then I have one such explanation for you. The explanation is pretty straightforward, simple, and clear, and you will relate to it if you divert your full attention to it. Suppose you are manifesting a house. You already have a picture in your mind. You know what kind of house you want, you know where you want it, and you have clarity about it. So, one fine day, you were just roaming in that particular locality, and you took the wrong street, and suddenly you saw that house. You've had this goosebumps moment because your imagination has now become your reality. You are amazed by how wonderfully your imagination works, and you can experience your imagination through your physical senses. It was a corner property, so you went on the other side of the road, and there was a sign that said, "It is available for sale." You have the money, and you think that everything is working in your favor. So, you went home and told this news to your significant other, and they were happy too. You planned on going there tomorrow and contacting the agent to buy that house. But on the next day, you see that the board is removed, and then you go to a nearby agent's office, and they say that it is sold. The moment you heard this, you felt heartbroken because things went the other way. The circumstances flipped, and you wondered why this happened to you. What you did wrong. You tried to make an offer, but the new owner denied your request. With a sad face, you went home, and you were disheartened by the opposite circumstances. Your significant other tried to make you feel comfortable, but your mind was asking a question. Why did the opposite circumstances appear? What am I doing wrong? Why are things not working in my favor? Well, hear me out clearly. It happened because reality is reflecting some past dominant beliefs back to you. Like, in the past, you had this dominant belief, I don't get what I want. Or I am unlucky when it comes to buying real estate. There can be many reasons. The circumstances simply show what you believe about yourself. The circumstances are showing you what needs to be changed. Also, there is another reason. When you change your old beliefs, the circumstances might become opposite in your reality. Like when someone says, I am loved, I am wanted. But all of a sudden, they are left alone. When they call their friends and ask them to meet, their friends are busy. The circumstances appear as if no one loves them or wants them. So, they think why the opposite is happening even when they are affirming. It happens because the old dominant beliefs are showing them that they are not used to the new way of thinking. Your reality is reflecting your old way of thinking and your old patterns, and it is showing you that you are not used to thinking in this new way. By doing that, the old patterns are trying to protect you from the unknown. Your new way of thinking will reflect a new reality back to you, but the new reality will be unknown as it will be something that you haven't experienced before. Therefore, there is a fear of the unknown, and to protect you from that fear, your old patterns reflect in your reality to make you understand that this is not what you believe and that this new way of thinking is kind of risky as it will take you to an unknown state. So, the old man in you is trying to protect you by thinking in the old manner, by thinking that you are not loved and wanted, and by thinking what you used to think. This is how your old patterns are working in your life. Just like when your mother used to say no when you were traveling for the first time with your friends. It was because all of your life, you traveled under the supervision of an adult. By traveling with an adult, you were safe. Now, you are doing something totally new, and you don't have any previous experience. That is why your mother said no, because there is a fear of the unknown. I think the majority of you are now understanding why the opposite circumstances appear when you are manifesting. If this is clear to you, then we can move further and understand what needs to be done to overcome it. Now, coming back to the house owner example again, you understand that the person who was trying to manifest that house became disheartened when someone new bought that house. At that moment, if that person loses faith and doubts the process, he will delay his manifestation for a long period of time. Now, what needs to be done from his side? Well, it is simple. He has to become indifferent to the current circumstances. I know it might feel hard at that moment. Your mind will remind you that you will not be able to have it, and that nothing will work in your favor. but you have to become indifferent. Now, how will you be able to do it? Well, it is simple. You just have to imagine your desired state, where your wish has already become your reality. You have to remain there and occupy that state, and over time, that state will become your dominant state. When that happens, you become indifferent towards your circumstance, as internally you know and understand that you already have what you desire because you experienced it internally without your physical senses. Now, your desire will fade away, and you will become totally indifferent to your current circumstances, as you already have what you want. That inner experience by imagining has taken you to a place where you have developed an inner knowing of having your desire. This is where you have to reach in order to manifest that desire. Now, the person who wanted to own that house, despite facing opposite circumstances, should not complain or doubt the manifestation. Also, he should not become sad because of the opposite circumstances. Instead, he should go inward and imagine already owning that house. If he wants to live there, he has to imagine falling asleep in the bedroom of that house. He can imagine multiple scenes, like having a cup of coffee in that house. He can imagine taking a bath. He can imagine parking his car in the garage. He can also imagine hosting a party at his new house, and he can hear his friends and relatives congratulating him on his new house. Like this, he can imagine multiple scenarios where he already has what he wants. He does not have to become disheartened by the opposite scenarios, as they are appearing in his reality for the last time to show him what he used to think. Instead, he should calmly affirm that this used to be my old reality, that this used to be due to old circumstances. Now, I am in a better situation where I have what I want and am living in the house of my dreams. If he does it, the circumstances in his reality will shift as he becomes more persistent with his new idea. You might have heard people say that you have to have faith the size of a mustard seed. You might think that you have to have very little faith, like mustard seed. But, as Neville said, the grain of mustard seed is not the measure of a small amount of faith. On the contrary, it is absolute faith. A mustard seed is conscious of being a mustard seed and a mustard seed alone. It is not aware of any other seed in the world. It is sealed in the conviction that it is a mustard seed in the same manner that the spermatozoa sealed in the womb is conscious of being man and only man. A grain of mustard seed is truly the measure of faith necessary to accomplish your every objective, but like the mustard seed, you too must lose yourself in the consciousness of being only the thing desired. You abide within this sealed state until it bursts itself and reveals your conscious claim. If you have understood the above statements, then it is fine, but if you haven't understood them yet, then replay them again. You will know it. In simpler words, you have to identify yourself with this new state of being. You have to only become conscious of being in this state. You don't have to be double-minded. You don't have to wonder if you will get this thing or not. You have to surrender yourself fully to the consciousness of having that desire. Like a mustard seed, it is conscious of being a mustard seed only and not a tomato seed. In the same manner, you have to become conscious of having your desires, not other things. Things will unfold in your life. It is all about remaining in the new state and changing the concepts you hold about yourself. I want to make manifestation an easy process, and to make it happen, I am designing a course that will take you from an undesired state to a desirable one. It will also include some guided meditations, like the meditation I made a few months ago that has given people massive results. Imagine if one meditation could do so much for you. How much would you be able to get once you consciously applied the teachings that I will share in that course? If you haven't checked that meditation yet, then click on the first video that appears at the end of the screen.